So as we walk into the room, we have got helpful people and travel to our right, and we have knowledge and wisdom to our left. But let's back up and look at our career and life path zone, which is right here. So here we are looking at the career and life path section of the room. I want to just go over some of the positive ways you can juice things up and some of the things that can pull energy down before we start to look at specifically what I've done in this room. So just as a reminder, this gua is on the entry side of the room, and it is in the center of that wall. So it's that little square that we're kind of looking at now that's pretty much halfway from the door all the way to where you see the bunk bed begin. Now, some ways to juice up this career life path gua are water. So water is the main element here. Black is a great color because black symbolizes water. Mirrors also symbolize water, as well as glass. Now, metal helps create water. So all of the things that we're bringing in here are to support this idea of water and fluidity. White also represents metal, which creates water. Undulating things, so movement creates water, that idea of movement. Round things are also really positive here. And then, of course, this is your career and life path. So symbols of what you want, where you're going, things like that. And also the number 6 is important in this section. Honestly, I don't ever really look at the numbers. But that's just some information that you might want. So let's get into the specifics of exactly what I did here. Actually, hang on one second. The negatives, because that's a huge thing. Squares. Obviously, there's a giant square right there. So how did I work around that? Yellow, oranges, and browns, so earth tones, are also not beneficial in this area. And then, very obviously, things you don't want. Don't put in this area. So let's get into the specifics of what I've done here. Okay, so specifically when you come in the door, pretty much split down the center of the door is career, life path, helpful people, and travel. So this little section here is essentially working both. I've got a kimono robe there because I love to travel and it's beautiful and inspires me. I've got my grandmother's robe there, so I hope that, she is helping me from the other side. And then I just have my nightgown because, sleep. Above that, I've got a bunch of crystals. So on each side of the door, maybe you can see it there, there's selenite, and that is a clearing crystal, as well as selenite above the door in 2 places. You also have some tiger's eye and jade for prosperity and protection, and another glass heart, as well as another bagua that you saw on the other side of the door. So why I pointed that out in the beginning was glass is really helpful. On the other side of the door is a glass heart. This is a stone heart. So I'm just bringing in as much love as possible into this section. Helpful people and travel and career life path. Okay, so we move specifically into this career life path. I've got a beautiful piece of art here. It's a painting that I got on Big Island, Hawaii, and it's water. We want water in this section. And this is a square, which is not useful in this section. So I'm balancing it out with water. I put another bagua in there to kind of boost the energy. Now this section is butting up against the wisdom and knowledge section. So I use this as both jazzing up my career life path area and also my knowledge area. So these are things that I am studying. These are things that I'm working on. This is how I'm becoming a better person. My book is here. I highly suggest you go out and grab it. And down below that, I have a card that was given to me when I was leaving the United States and moving to Sweden. It's painted by a friend of mine. This was on the talking stick in the circle, the shamanic circle that she led for a long time. So she was sending me with that. And so it's about you know, being center stage, being the light that you really are, and having people look to you. So obviously that's what I do in my career. Down here, we have an old business card, and it's a photo that was taken of me in Hawaii. And I used this when I was doing a lot of work on luxury yachts, doing massage and body work and Ayurvedic medicine. So that is there in the career path to, you know, illuminate things. We're going to talk about the bed towards the end, but the bed is in 4 different guas, and I think that's brilliant. I love that. And I have a purpose for it in all of them. So if we climb up here, we've got my light ring, because I do make videos kind of up here in the knowledge and wisdom section. But metal is good. We've got Buddha here. Symbols of things you want to aspire to in your career and life path. So I want to be peaceful. I've got some pyrite, some amazonite. Both of those are good for bringing in money, for bringing in prosperity. I totally forget what the blue crystal is called, but it was given to me years ago by a friend. And it was to cultivate money. There's a penny here because it's metal, but also it's part of the wisdom and knowledge because it's got Lincoln on it. So bringing that in, we've got Kali, so metal. Also, that's what I do. I help alchemize things for people. I take people's shit and I turn it to gold. And I think that's really a lot of what Kali talks about, and her energy is we are going to burn what's no longer useful to us. And also we've got Buddha and Kali for knowledge and wisdom. And then that little tile back there I've had forever. It came from my grandmother. Count your blessings, not your trouble. I'm not sure if there's anything more wise for a life path or your career. Just trying to stay positive. And then these are my gua shas. They're something that I use on my own body and also on my clients' bodies for healing. So yeah, let me see if there's anything else here in career life path. I don't think so. Those are the main points that I wanted to touch on. So those are some ways you can jazz up this space.